Welcome to our channel, everyone. Majority of the students who come to Canada, they end up selecting incorrect courses and they do not do any market research about which courses they should be studying, which have high scope of a great career growth in Canada. Many of the students don't even select those courses themselves. Those are the courses the agents or the consultants just book them in, and the students, they come to Canada and realize that they are not even studying something which is going to help them in the future. Today we're going to do exactly the opposite. We're going to show you the industry which is in very high demand and how you can actually come into this industry as a student and have an option for a great career for you. Stay tuned. So my name is Aman. I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and on this YouTube channel we make videos about immigration issues. We make videos about how you can save yourself from immigration scam and what are the right ways to immigrate to Canada so you do not end up in trouble. So in today's video we're going to speak about the skilled trades industry, and we're also going to speak about the province of Alberta. We're not going to speak about Alberta because it's the province I'm living in right now, but it is actually reported that we are going to have a huge skilled trades shortage in Alberta and all of the western provinces in the next 10 to 15 years. And as somebody who wants to come to Canada as a student, if you're not taking advantage of this situation, you're not really doing the right thing. Don't come into courses which are just business or IT related, because there are a lot of competition in those courses. And don't really go to the two major provinces, which is Ontario and British Columbia, for reasons because of there is high competition on pretty much every job you're going to apply for. Plus there is a huge issue of specifically the South Asian students applying to Ontario and British Columbia. The rejection rate of your study visas are going to be really high. So think a little bit beyond those provinces and think smart and see that which other provinces you can go to, which will give you a better option for having the study visa approval, plus which is also going to give you a better option of having a great career and eventually settle down in the province. So Ontario, or specifically Toronto, why I do not want many students to choose that province is because of, or the city is, there are multiple reasons if you compare it to the other provinces in Ontario. One, for South Asian students, when they apply to go to Ontario or to British Columbia, the rejection of the visa is going to be very high. So you're not really likely going to be getting accepted because majority of the students are already going there, and IRCC always try to strike a balance to get more diversity into the colleges. So they're going to start declining, which they already do. They're going to start declining the visas for South Asian people to go to those provinces. On the other hand, if you apply to other provinces like Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, your visas are likely going to be approved because there are not a lot of students who are going to choose these universities or colleges over colleges or universities in Toronto or British Columbia. The other reason I would say is the housing cost. People don't realize how expensive Toronto is, and when as a student you come there, you only think that yes, I wanted to go to Toronto because somebody else went there as well, but you don't really realize that how difficult your life is going to be when you go to Toronto, specifically related to real estate and buying a house. For an example, any person who's making $80,000 to $100,000, which is a very decent salary per year, it's going to be very difficult or almost impossible to buy a home in GTA, which is Greater Toronto Area, Mississauga, Brampton, or all the majority regions where South Asian people stay. The reason is that the high cost of real estate, and on average the house, two-bedroom house over there is going to cost around $1 million, and on $100,000 salary you are not going to be able to afford $1 million home. Compare that to Edmonton, where I'm living at the moment. It's only been 6 months I've been living here. The housing cost over here is less than half in Toronto. You have pretty much all the other facilities you need compared to Toronto, but the housing cost is going to be around like $350,000 to $400,000. You're going to be able to buy a home in Edmonton. If you don't want to stay in Edmonton, you have the option of going to Calgary, which is about 3 hours drive from here, and still you're going to be able to buy a home, two-bedroom home under $500,000, and that's exactly what you're going to be able to afford on an $80,000 to $100,000 salary if you're only working by yourself. So all of that information, always keep that in mind while selecting where you want to go to study. One is the market analysis, how the jobs are going to be in that province, in whatever stream you're going to study for the next 5 to 10 years. This information is available on canada.ca. All you need to do is spend some time, go online and search for the job trend analysis for Canada in those specific provinces. For Edmonton and Alberta specifically, and all the western provinces, there are multiple reports which came out which clearly shows in the next 10 years we're going to have a huge amount of shortage in the skilled trade industry. Looking at the numbers for the skilled trade shortage, many reports stated that we're going to have at least 60,000 plus people which are going to be required in this industry, who are licensed to practice in the skilled trade industry for the next 10 to 15 years. So if you are not taking the advantage of that situation, again, that is something you should look into. And me personally, I've worked in this industry for about 10 years, and I know exactly how good this industry is and how well paying these jobs are, and how you're going to be able to control your schedule. So these are all perfect things which one would look into a job. So how can a student who wants to come to Canada enter into the skilled trade industry? So since we are speaking about Alberta, we're going to speak about a college here in Edmonton, which is NAIT, North Alberta Institute of Technology. It has courses which are geared towards all the skilled trade professions, and we're going to speak about some of them. And the reason why I'm speaking about NAIT is just as an option. I'm not being sponsored by that college or anything. There are multiple colleges in all provinces which will give you the similar courses about this at almost about the same price. Some of them are going to be 1-year program, some of them are going to be 2-year program. So you can choose where you want to go. But in this video, we're just going to take an example of NAIT, just to give you an example of what kind of courses you can get into. So NAIT in Edmonton have 4 campuses. The main campus is in downtown Edmonton, which is about 250,000 square meters, which is a huge campus, has a wonderful building. And if you're there, you're going to probably enjoy the 2 years or 1 year which you're going to be there. There's a lot of good facilities there. Then they have 3 small campuses: Patricia campus, Spruce Grove campus, and South campus. And all of those campuses are geared toward any specific education or specific courses they are doing in those campuses as well. Then speaking about the skilled trade courses, there are 2 different options. There are 2-year courses and there are 1-year courses. Even after you complete your high school or your bachelor's, make sure that the course you're taking is appropriate to the education you have done previously. It has to be an upgrade to your education. If you are doing bachelor's degree and you're taking an undergraduate course, the chances of visa rejections are going to be high. In certain situations where it makes sense that there is no other college giving you that specific knowledge and education you're looking for, and only that course has that information and the knowledge, then you can make a case and likely get a visa approval. But in general situations, if you just randomly choose any undergraduate course after doing a bachelor's degree, very likely you're going to get a visa rejection. So looking at the 2-year courses at NAIT, you will see that they have 2-year courses available in advanced welding technology, advanced plumbing technology, industrial heavy equipment technology, mechanical engineering technology, electrical engineering technology, power engineering technology, and engineering design technology. So all of these courses are geared towards the skilled trade industry. Many of them you're going to be working with your hands, and some of them are going to be more on a computer base, but all of them are related to the mechanical HVAC industry and the skilled trade industry in Alberta. And if you do any of these courses, I can guarantee you that you're never going to be short of a job while you are in this country. You're always going to have employment, and that employment is going to be well paid with all the other benefits that comes along with these jobs. And many of these jobs are going to be union jobs as well, so you would have added benefits over there as well, the protection of the unions. Then there are certain courses which are 1 year. Those are going to be again postgraduate or undergraduate courses. The course I like is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning refrigeration technician. The reason is that Canada is a very cold country, and throughout the year we need heating technicians to make sure that all the buildings, homes, and all the industries have proper heating. working in them, and those technicians are always going to be high paid technicians. And if you get the required license in that province, you are going to be golden. Many technicians I know who worked under me in different companies, they have received they've gotten both heating and air conditioning licenses, and their salaries just go out of the roof. And the other 1-year course is millwood and carpentry and CNC machinist technician. All of them are going to be in very high demand. They are in high demand right now, and they will be in demand for the next 10 to 15 years as well. Plus, these courses are 1 year in NATE, but there are going to be colleges which will offer the same courses in a 2-year program as well. So if you do not want to take this as a 1-year course and you want to get into 2-year course because you will get 3-year work permit, make sure that you choose the college properly and get into the right college so that you get your work permit, which will eventually lead for your permanent residency and a great career. The requirement for the diploma programs, it may be a 2-year program or a 1-year program. All of these skilled trade programs, the minimum requirement is going to be high school or grade 12 in your home country, or in Canada, doesn't matter. If it's in home country, very likely the college or IRCC may ask for an ECA, so which is Education Credential Assessment, so always get that done. The minimum GPA is going to be anything between 50 to 60%. If you have more than 60%, you're always going to be able to apply into these courses. The most important requirement for getting into the skilled trade industry is math. If in your grade 11 and grade 12 you haven't done math, so you shouldn't be it will be very difficult for you to get into this industry. Only certain provinces would have specific math tests which you can do, and which will compensate you for not having the math in class 12. But you have to speak to your education consultant or the immigration consultant to see that which provinces or which colleges would offer you that service. And some of the skilled trade courses would require you to have physics and chemistry in class 12 as well. So the reason I'm showing you all of that information is that I want people who want to come to Canada, not today, maybe 2-3 years down the line, plan accordingly. So unless you plan this, you are never going to do the right thing. But if when you are in class 10 and you realize that, okay, I want to get to Canada maybe 3 or 4 years later, I want to have a career there, what is the easiest and what is the right way for me, which will give me the possibility of a great career, great life, and great income in Canada? Think about this if you want to get into the skilled trade industry, and choose your courses in class 11 and 12 accordingly. And then the minimum IELTS. IELTS, Canada is an English speaking country, and I hate people when they call me and say, hey, can I come to Canada without IELTS? You're coming to an English speaking country and you do not want to show a proof of your English language proficiency. A lot of people don't know IRCC officers or the border security officers who are going to review your file when you come to Canada on a study permit or a work permit or whichever permit. They have the authority to decline entry if they feel that you do not have the right language skills and you do not have the proof to show your proficiency in English. So they can decline your entry and cancel your visa. So always when you're coming to Canada, it's always safe to get your IELTS exam done. And for this specific program or skilled trade program, the minimum requirement is going to be 5.5 or 6. It's better if you have 6 overall, so you're going to be accepted in pretty much every school. Now, this is the most interesting piece of information which majority of people are going to be fixated on. How much money do skilled trade people make? So this information is only for Alberta from the official Canadian websites. And you can see that the HVAC technicians, plumbers, welder, carpenter, mechanical engineering technologists, those are the people who I would say that if you want to get into the commercial HVAC or commercial mechanical industry, you can do this course and you can be somebody who commission the equipment. Right, that's a big industry in itself. That majority of these bigger equipment, somebody's going to install it, somebody's going to connect it, somebody's going to do the wiring on it, and then there is going to be somebody who's going to commission all of them. You can be this person. You can get into that industry through mechanical engineering technologies. And then you have electrical and electronics engineering technology, the people who will do the electronics and the electrical connections and test all of those equipment. So you can see the median wage is something which is the mandatory wage for somebody being hired in that profession according to the government. So the median wage is something you will make after having 2 to 3 years of experience in this industry, and you can see on an average it's between $34 to $38 per hour, which is a very, very good salary. And if you are in this profession and you're making something like this, I don't see a reason why you want to choose any other profession. So the intent of making this video was to get the students who want to come to Canada into the habit of doing their research, trying to figure out the right courses and the right provinces for themselves, so that they do not end up in a position where they are not able to live the life they really wanted from Canada. The habit people have of thinking that I will just go to Canada and everything will fall in place, that's incorrect. Canada is a very expensive country, and if you do not get into the right industry, right education, right profession, you're not going to be able to fulfill the dreams of how you want to live in Canada. So think about it and work on it to select the right information, right courses, right provinces, and right careers for yourself. And don't just think about what you want, think also about what Canada wants, and which careers are going to be in high demand, and which careers you can get into to fulfill that demand and make the best possible out of those situations. If you want our help in course selection, province selection, and career selection, we'll be more than happy to help you out. Our information is in the description section down below. You can reach out to us and we will sit down with you and do the exact same thing which I mentioned in this video. So if you like the information we provided in this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, because we know that this is exactly the information people are looking for. The reason I said that is because of the people who call us asking for the same information, and then a lot of people complimenting us on the information we are providing in this video. So thank you very much for watching. Stay safe, please.